Hey guys, this is one that came out recently. It's already got a balance of 1.1 million, 1.15 million. MATICStake. I mean, they couldn't get more original, I guess, from MATICstaker. I don't know. Because it's just kind of a clone, MATICstaker, MATICFOMO. Like, I guess the only difference is, this is a little closer to MATICFOMO because that return doesn't auto compound, which creates even crazier returns. But yeah, that interest or that ROI rate is going to continue to rise 0.5% every 24 hours. It's the same thing. So it's going to ramp up really quick and then crash hard. So just be aware of that. It's less. I think it's a little less than 24 hours. I guess we could look. I don't like they made the contract button like tiny here. It's almost like they're trying to hide where that is. They put the contract balance on the page there. We can look at when the first transaction happened. I think these are all, a day and 2 hours ago. That's just weird that they had such a delay there in hours between those two. So I would say the launch was about a day ago, 24 hours. So if you think this thing's gonna last up to 15 days old, this would be a good option. It's really up to you. Personally, I wouldn't touch any of these two plans. I mean, we can see by the risks that these things average 19 days. So jumping into a plan of 21 to 28 days is pretty risky, especially with these ones that are based on MATICstaker, MATICFOMO. Those balances go way up. I was watching some other YouTube videos of other YouTubers, and they were talking about this, hyping it up, dumping 20,000 Matic into it, and that's all fine and good, but I mean, I'm not going to try to sell you on these. They're going to ramp up and they're going to crash hard just like the rest of them. So just be aware of that. Just make sure you weigh your risk level. Don't get emotionally tied to these things. MATICstaker really had a problem that people were kind of die hard. They were going to just go all in, and they thought that if everybody reinvested that it would be okay, but the math said that unless everybody reinvested everything, it was going to crash hard, and that's what it did. So just be aware of that. I don't know if I really want to go through it because I mean we've done these ones several times before. They've got the online report. I think because this optimization thing, that's the same thing was in MATICFOMO. It's probably the exact same code base. It's probably almost guaranteed. So yeah, there's nothing really new in here because it's just the same thing. I don't know if we want to even go through the code because I know it's going to be the same thing, and this has been going for over a day. They even have the little ASCII art that was in MATICFOMO right in the front there. I mean, this could even be the same people. They just keep recycling it and just kind of taking that contract fee. So just be aware of that because they can just crank it up, get an audit by Hayes Crypto, create a new domain, throw it up there, and just start taking those project fees. 10%. For every deposit goes in, these guys get 10% of it. So just be aware of that. I mean, all of this is going to be the exact same thing. I mean, they didn't even the reason that this thing is still here and they didn't even change any of the code. That just shows me that there's some lazy programming. They could have added a couple lines in there to prevent 100 deposits, but they didn't even do that. on the second go round. You know, if they fork this, they should have looked at the old audit report and checked that out. So yeah, I mean, it's exactly like FOMO, almost to the line. So yeah, I mean, people have asked me, hey, this launch day, can you review it? There's not much to really review because it's an exact copy. They added a prize pool and some buttons and restyled it. Other than that, it's kind of the same thing. Anyway, this isn't financial advice. I'm not telling you should do this or you shouldn't do this. This is basically solely on your risk level, what you feel comfortable with. If you want to get involved in these, I'm not telling you what you should invest in. For me, I might put a little bit into plan 4 because I think it'll go 14 days, but that I think is even a little bit of a high risk. Maybe even just, everybody's like, oh, this is only 19% in 2 weeks. I could do that because I'd probably get my return back, or my investment back, within about 13 days, which is when these guys unlock, and then I'd make a few percentage off of that. So, this isn't all about making, 500% in 14 days or anything. If you're continually making, consistently, 5, 10, 20% a week, that's fantastic. So don't, get sucked into the hype of these giant ROI numbers and things like that. Anyway, but I'm not telling you should do this. I'm not saying you should do plan 1 or plan 4. Those are just things that I'm mulling over. Weigh your own risk, make your own financial decisions. And anyway, that is MATICStake. I want to say MATICStaker because of the past, but there it is. Anyway, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you would like to subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.